Good evening, Oswego, and welcome to WTOP10 Tuesday Night News, your connection to Oswego and beyond. I'm Travis Clark.
And I'm Heather Casey. Today is October 30th, 2012, and this is your news, sports, and weather, all before the first commercial break. Let's take a look at your top stories. 10 News starts now.
We have plenty of updates for you this evening on Superstorm Sandy and how it is impacting New York State. More than 300,000 people have been ordered to evacuate in the wake of flooded areas in New York City, and over 3,600 are staying at least 76 shelters. Also, all New York City schools were closed Monday and today. A man was killed when a tree fell on his house in Queens, and a jogger was hospitalized in Brooklyn when hit by a falling tree limb. Our hopes and prayers are with everyone affected by this storm.
Syracuse police have identified local resident Jerry Crosby as a suspect in the murder of 65-year-old Jerry Mack 2 weeks ago in his West Kennedy Street home. Crosby is currently being held at the Onondaga County Justice Center and has been charged with murder, robbery, burglary, and criminal possession of a weapon. Jerry Mack was killed on October 19th after a group of men broke into his home. Anyone with information regarding this murder are encouraged to call Syracuse Police at 315-442-5222.
That's so tragic.
Very tragic.
And now we'll check our current conditions outside with meteorologist James Gilbert. What's it looking like out there?
Hi, thank you guys very much. Right now, it's actually been raining for the past couple of hours, but right now it's like a really light drizzle. We really didn't see actually that much rain today, but we can definitely expect the rain to continue. Luckily, the winds have died down significantly, so we don't really have to worry about them. But we'll talk much more about all this rain and all this exciting weather that's coming. Back to the news desk.
Thanks, James. Nirvana Spring Water in Boonville are experiencing the effects of Superstorm Sandy firsthand, as the company has been trying to keep up with the huge rush of people stocking up on bottled water. Their product has been in a much higher demand than it has ever been since the storm hit. Whereas Nirvana's whole warehouse was full of water bottles a week ago, now there was not even enough for what was needed to be delivered today. Even FEMA has called Nirvana to order bottled water, and while the company will ship what it can't meet the full demand.
Following Hurricane Sandy, a Central New York family is counting their blessings. The Brooks family of Schroepel became victims of the hurricane after a tree had crashed through the roof of their County Route 54 home. Kathleen Brooks, her husband, and their grandson found themselves buried beneath debris. Luckily, the family was able to get out with minimal injuries. They are unsure of whether or not their home can be fixed, but are happy that they all got out safe. The Red Cross is currently assisting the family in finding a place to stay. And now here's Alexis Drickle live with Sandy's effect on the campus center. I apologize, there is no live shot today.
Waterman Theater in Tyler Hall will screen the video of the theater work Cry for Peace, Voices from the Congo on November 2nd from 7 to 9 p.m. The work features members of the Congolese community in Syracuse who faced tribal violence when living in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Now they aim to stand as a model for Congolese people everywhere. Theater director Ping Chong and Syracuse playwright Kyle Bass will introduce the video at 7 p.m. with the screening to start at 7:30. There includes a $5 donation for Congo relief work.
In preparation for SUNY Oswego's annual Relay for Life, College Students Against Cancer will be holding an informational meeting on Sunday, November 4th at 5 p.m. The meeting will take place in the activity court of the campus center. Information tables will be there and t-shirts will be for sale in preparation for Relay for Life 2013. The event is volunteer-driven and will work to raise money for the American Cancer Society. For more information, please call 607-743-1253.
And now we'll see what's going on in sports with Alicia Daddario.
Hey guys, I'm Alicia for your sports. Only 2 games into the regular season, and the Oswego State men's ice hockey team is already creating a buzz. And the man leading the way for the Lakers is senior forward Paul Rodriguez. He is recognized as the SUNYAC Men's Ice Hockey Player of the Week. Rodriguez dominated the ice over the weekend, scoring a hat trick in just 1 period during Saturday night's game against Elmira. Oswego looks to continue their win streak this weekend as the Lakers head out on the road at Brockport and Geneseo. And coming up later, I'll have your sports report on the 2012 World Series winner and a quick preview of what is going on in the National Basketball League as the season starts tonight. Back to you guys.
Up after the break, Sandy's effect or lack thereof on politics.
And we'll check out results from early voting out west.
There's a lot going on right now with Hurricane Sandy. We're going to be feeling it still for a while. Stay tuned. You're watching WTOP.
Get your Smokey on. If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference. Because 9 out of 10 wildfires can be prevented.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
The Oswego MBA program, helping you achieve your goals with a customized curriculum developed with flexibility in mind. Take classes year-round, full or part-time in Oswego, online or at the Metro Center in downtown Syracuse. More information is available online or by calling 315-312-2911.
Hi, I'm your weather meteorologist, James Gilbert. Right now, let's take a quick look at our radar. Here is the remnants of what was Hurricane Sandy. Now we can call it extratropical storm Sandy. If we look, we could probably see the center is right about here in central western PA. Mostly really scattered showers. The pressure is much higher than it was, but definitely still pretty deep. Nothing extreme. We do see a little bit of reds over here in northern Massachusetts, but right now it's just pretty much scattered showers. If we take a little bit closer look into New York, there's a pretty large dry slot that we see in eastern New York, but a lot of central New York has been feeling rain, and that's what we have been feeling actually for a pretty long time. Here's a picture that was sent in by my good friend Matt Hausman. This is one of the buildings outside of, I'm sure you probably see it a bunch driving around campus. There's a lot of damage. This is probably the most thing that was I saw damage at least on campus. This picture was taken at 8 o'clock in the morning, and quickly thereafter, by 9, 10 o'clock, they were actually able to get people out there to fix it. Now let's jump into the current conditions right now. We do see a little bit of rain out there. I was just outside, a little bit of a drizzle, nothing too heavy. Temperature is 48 degrees. The wind is much less south at 6 miles per hour. Around New York State, pick your hometown, 58 in Watertown, 50 in Syracuse. Glens Falls, actually, surprisingly, our hotspot at 60. A little bit cooler, 39 in Binghamton and Jamestown. Our almanac, surprisingly, the rain didn't really affect us up here. We only got just less than 0.2 of an inch of rain here. Now tonight, we're probably going to see those scattered showers continue. As we saw on the radar, mostly cloudy conditions. It's only going to get down to 46, so it's not going to be that cold. But again, it's really going to be on and off showers throughout tonight. Now let's jump to our futurecast, 8 a.m. Tomorrow morning. Here's a little bit of a dry slot that we see sliding through central New York right now, but there's us right there in Oswego. We do see a little bit of rain, and that rain is really going to be the story of tomorrow that's going to continue. Here's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Most of that dry slot is now moved up because that's really big circulation here, still just all from the remnants of Sandy. Here's 5 p.m. by dinner time. Again, more rain. As you can probably figure out, it's going to be raining at 8 o'clock too. Now, by this time, the center of Sandy is probably going to be right above here, right about in southern Ontario. And so since it's up here, the winds are going to be circulating, and we're going to be getting west winds. And what happens with west winds? Well, we say hello, Lake Ontario. We're going to be getting lake effect rain, lake enhanced rain, I guess we should call it. So that's why we see that rain off to the east of Lake Ontario and lots of rain off of the east of Lake Erie. So that's what we can really expect within the next 72 hours. Tomorrow is Halloween. We're going to see occasional rain, mostly overcast weather, high of 49, so really not going to get that warm. Story's going to be rain for tomorrow. Thursday, guess what? More rain. Early morning fog possible, lake enhanced rain as Hurricane Sandy moves up north, mostly overcast conditions. We might hopefully be able to get into 50. Here's our 5-day forecast. Again, mostly rain for tomorrow, Halloween, and into Thursday. Friday, look at that temperature, low temperature, getting down to 36, and if that rain continues, we might see a possible chance of some snow. So that's been the story pretty much so far for the past 48 hours.
I know a lot of local residents have had like damage of their own, but they're also really worried about relatives or friends they have downstate. Is there any word on how things are shaping up down there?
Yeah, I know a lot of people have talked to me and they haven't really been able to contact because the cell phones aren't working because the towers are out. So I know a lot of people are going back home, but really I think we're just gonna have to wait it out and see what happens.
It's really terrible.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. I just give my best to all the people and their families.
Well, thanks, James. The destruction caused by Superstorm Sandy has called attention to a missing point in the 2012 presidential election. The candidates have barely discussed climate change and the environment, or other factors related to the storm. Renewable energy has been a talking point, but both Barack Obama and Mitt Romney have remained silent on the issue of climate change. However, this isn't the only issue left out of the campaign. Gun control laws, Mexico, and the Eurozone crisis are all issues that have been put aside. However, issues on the minds of voters seem to be the economy and foreign policy.
Early voting results were released today in western battleground states Nevada and Colorado. The turnout showed mixed results. Nearly 500,000 Nevada voters and almost 1 million Colorado residents casted their early ballots via mail, absentee ballot, and in person. Nevada showed a higher number of Democratic voters, while in Colorado, more Republicans have done the same. Obama carried Nevada by 12.8% and Colorado by 9% in the 2008 election over Senator John McCain. An NBC News, Wall Street Journal, and Marist poll that was released last week showed both states in a tight race between Obama and Mitt Romney.
Kawika Crowley refers to himself as the only homeless candidate for a seat in the U.S. House of Representatives, and it's something he's proud of. He runs his campaign out of a minivan in which the front seat is his office, and his laptop sits on a homemade shelf. He is pro-smoking in bars, anti-taxes, and anti-commuter rail, which are all talking points scribbled on index cards littering his van. Why is he proud of this way of campaigning? It's a way to make people not interested in politics interested, and to attract them to his odd strategy in hopes they'll care about elections again.
Superstorm Sandy has closed U.S. financial markets for 2 days, but will reopen and continue normal operations on Wednesday, according to major exchange operators. The last time the New York Stock Exchange was closed for 2 days in a row due to weather conditions was over a century ago during the blizzard of 1888. The last unscheduled market shutdown was after the September 11th terrorist attacks. Operators tried to resist long market closings due to limit volatility.
U.S. Navy sailor Samuel Lewis Stiles was found dead with a head injury at Haiki train station in Japan, surrounded by alcoholic drink cans. The death, which officials are investigating as either an accident or crime, occurred in the wake of a troubling time for Japan. Earlier this month, 2 U.S. sailors were arrested for supposedly raping a local woman. The case resulted in the U.S. military setting a curfew for its troops in Japan, and the time Stiles' body was found suggests he may have been in violation of this curfew. Stiles was found out of uniform in civilian clothes with no personal belongings.
Today, after a failed 4-day ceasefire during a Muslim holiday left hundreds dead in Syria. Qatar's prime minister is claiming that the war in Syria is a genocide. Prime Minister Sheikh Hamad bin Hassan Al Thani of Qatar accused foreign powers of remaining inactive while Syria's President Bashar al-Assad's forces killed over 160 people. The current death toll in Syria is numbered at 32,013 people after 20 months of violence in the country, including 2,900 Syrian government soldiers. The United Nations is currently working to increase communication and find a political and non-violent solution in order to cease fire in the country. Live with Sandy's effect on the campus center and the rest of campus.
Good evening. I'm Alexis Drickle reporting live outside the campus center, where last night there was actual damage done to the campus center arena. The actual garage door where the Zamboni is held was hit by a very large tree limb and actually crashed into it, causing a great amount of damage. There has been no incidences of anyone being hurt. However, the water treatment plant outside of Johnson Hall, the roof also blew off of that. These are the only known reports that we know on campus right now. There have been no fatalities or incidences with anyone involved. We can thank UP for keeping everyone inside and out of the great gusts that were over 60 miles per hour. So we can thank them for that and keeping everyone safe. That's it for me, and we'll take it back to you guys at the studio.
Thank you, Alicia. And when we come back, we'll get up to speed on automotives with Kevin Carr. But first, here's your late night menu.
MBA program helping you achieve your goals with a customized curriculum developed with flexibility in mind. Take classes year-round, full or part-time in Oswego, online or at the Metro Center in downtown Syracuse. More information is available online or by calling 315-312-2911.
Hi, I'm CNN's Rob Marciano, and you're watching WTOP10, your television station.
I'm lucky. I get to do something I love.
How many of you think homework is just as important as teamwork?
I help keep kids in school.
Good.
And that's the name of the game.
My name is LaDainian Thomason. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United.
WTOP10, Oswego, New York. I'm the kid. Come on.
Welcome back to 10 News. Segment reporter Kevin Carr is here to give us a brief history on the famous presidential limousine.
Election upon us, millions of Americans are focused on who will be America's next commander-in-chief. Being the president is a huge accomplishment and allows for many privileges. One of those is riding in the traditional presidential limousine. The presidential limo trend started in 1918 when former President Woodrow Wilson paraded around in celebration of the American victory of World War I. The first real limousine, however, came with a 1939 Lincoln Sunshine Special, the car President Franklin D. Roosevelt rode in during his terms. Another significant limo was the Lincoln Cosmopolitan, used for Harry S. Truman. One of America's most famous presidential limousines may very well be the 1961 Lincoln Continental convertible used by John F. Kennedy. Kennedy was assassinated with this vehicle while in Dallas in 1963. The 1972 version of the Continental would protect the president it served from assassination, however, as Ronald Reagan was shot by John Hinckley on March 30th, 1981. He was able to get inside his limo for further protection. The car had armor plating, bulletproof glass, and featured a roof opening for the president to stand. Cadillac finally got a shot at making a limousine with the introduction of the 1983 Fleetwood. It was in 2001, however, when Cadillac showed it could really produce a truly advanced limousine for the commander-in-chief. Based on the DeVille sedan, the car featured 5-inch thick armored doors, bulletproof glass, and was rumored to feature a self-contained passenger compartment with its own secure air supply. It tipped the scales at an estimated 14,000 pounds. The limousine as we know it today was introduced as a 2009 model based on Cadillac's DTS sedan. It features bulletproof glass, 8-inch thick armored doors, and a fuel tank that won't explode upon direct impact. Some people estimate it to weigh at over 15,000 pounds. The presidential limousine is just one part of the tradition of the American presidency. Throughout the years, it has certainly become more complex and advanced, serving several U.S. presidents in a very capable manner. It is just one of the many traditions that makes the United States presidency that much more special in our country. In just 1 week, we will be seeing which president will be riding in the limousine as the 45th president of the United States, President Obama or contender Mitt Romney.
Now, Kevin, what was your favorite limousine out of all those?
The favorite one is probably the current one now. I mean, it has a gas tank that won't explode, make the vehicle blow up if it is directly impacted. And the tires, even if they are deflated, can keep rolling with the vehicle. It is completely sealed off against chemical warfare. It's just a very unique vehicle, and it is estimated that it costs at least $300,000, if not more. Of course, that information is classified.
Nice to see that they got, I was going to say, it's nice to see that they got safer and safer through history.
Yes, it's a very safe vehicle.
But thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
Cancellations, cancellations, cancellations from late night to daytime shows and a concert tour.
Carl Azus has the scoop in today's Hollywood Minute.
Hurricane Sandy shuttered the broadcast of Jimmy Kimmel Live Monday evening. A spokesman for the late-night talk show said the call was made in the interest of the safety of our studio audience. Kimmel tweeted his disappointment. Other entertainment projects in New York were canceled as the monster storm bore down on the East Coast. Here's some breaking news. Anderson Cooper will stick with covering the news and no longer host his daily talk show, Anderson Live. The show is being canceled at the end of next summer due to poor ratings. In a statement, Cooper said he's sorry the show, now in its second season, won't be continuing. He said he, quote, truly enjoyed it. Punk band Green Day announced the cancellation of the rest of its 2012 North American club tour, so lead singer Billy Joe Armstrong can deal with his substance abuse issues. Tour dates in January and February have been postponed as well. But the band is moving up the release date for its new album, Green Day Trey, to mid-December from January to appease the disappointment of fans. For Hollywood Minute, I'm Carl Azus.
I know late night host Jimmy Fallon, he actually continued his show, but he sent his audience home to keep them safe from the storm.
Really?
Yeah, very interesting.
That's very considerate of him.
Very considerate and brave, really.
Yeah. And now we'll take a full look at sports with Alicia Daddario.
Congrats are in order to the San Francisco Giants, who are the 2012 World Series winner for the second time in 3 years. The celebration began as the last out was recorded and the Giants completed the sweep against the Detroit Tigers. San Fran pitched 4 stellar games, shutting out the Triple Crown winner, Miguel Cabrera, and the rest of the Tigers' offense in 2 straight games. Detroit did have one last effort Sunday night when they took San Francisco to extra innings, but the Giants' will to win proved to be too much, and they take back the trophy to California. Now switching gears to basketball, the NBA season will be underway tonight with some of the league's greatest matchups. The newly amped LA Lakers hope to restore Western Conference domination as Steve Nash and Dwight Howard make their Laker debut alongside Kobe Bryant and Pau Gasol. Los Angeles faces the Dirkless Mavericks, which could be a perfect recipe to redeem last year's Laker meltdown. Another great game to keep your eye on is the Celtic-Heat rivalry that has evolved since LeBron James went to Miami. And to make things even more interesting, Ray Allen will put on a Miami Heat jersey for the first time when just last year he was playing for the opposing team. Allen made a name for himself as part of the Celtics' Big Three, teaming up with Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett. His outside shooting ability earned him a place in history as he became the all-time NBA leader in total three-point field goals made in Boston. Ray Allen reminisces on the great times he had in Boston, but now reflects on the much anticipated start of the season with his new teammates.
Obviously for me, it's so many different ones because I'm excited for these guys. Having spent time around them over the last 2-3 months, get to know them and their families. I'm happy for them.
That's it for sports. Now back over to the news desk.
Thanks, Alicia. And when we come back, we'll take a look at the lighter side of news and a final look at your forecast.
But first, take a look at your community calendar.
The Oswego MBA program helping you achieve your goals with a customized curriculum developed with its flexibility in mind. Take classes year-round, full or part-time in Oswego online or at the Metro Center in downtown Syracuse. More information is available online or by calling 315-312-2911.
Well, now I'm Naked Cowboy, coming to a town near you. You're watching WTOP TV10, Oswego, New York. I'm Naked Cowboy.
WTOP, your home for Laker hockey.
And here's a dive into the lighter side of news. Superstorm Sandy isn't the only thing making waves recently. In a radical move, the Walt Disney Company has acquired Lucasfilm for $4 billion, with $2 billion of cash and $2 billion of equity. Lucasfilm only adds to Disney's impressive list of acquisitions, including Pixar and Marvel. As if this didn't make Disney powerful enough, Lucasfilm's main franchise is Star Wars, and the company aims to release a new film for a targeted 2015 date. Disney's ability to monetize its brands and characters across every aspect of the business trumps its peers, and the acquisition of Lucasfilm will only help. And now let's take a final look at your forecast with meteorologist James Gilbert.
Yeah, and if we take a quick look at tomorrow, temperatures are really going to pretty much just be in about the same in the upper 40s. But the big story is going to be the rain. You know, I figured that, maybe with Sandy pretty much out of our area that the rain is going to stop. No, that's actually not the case at all. We're going to be pretty much getting rain for the next 3 days straight. So let's just get ready for that, really.
Really don't mind a little rain compared to last night with all the wind and everything.
I know, right? That's the biggest thing. There was so much wind last night, and it really died down a lot. So it's nice that we don't have that. But
so you're saying there's not going to be as much wind? There's just going to be more rain?
Right, more rain. Okay. There are going to be some dry periods. Yes, it's not going to rain all day long, but that's definitely going to be. You don't want to go outside because you just don't see any rain, and then you get out of class and it starts raining. So that's probably going to be what's going to happen tomorrow.
That'll put a little damper on Halloween, but.
Yeah,
not too bad overall.
Is anyone else excited for the new Star Wars movie?
I had no idea when was coming out. That's great.
I don't know if that's going to ruin it. I mean, sometimes when they do that, they kind of ruin it. I hope it works out for them, though.
I just want to see a fresh new take,
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
But then it is number 7, so, I mean, I guess
that's true.
How many more can you add on to it?
That's true.
It's a lot of Star Wars.
It is.
Yeah,
but
really.
A lot of Star Wars. You can never have too much Star Wars.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's debatable.
I love George Lucas.
And that will do it for us here at WTOP 10 News. For the 10 News team,
I'm Alicia D'Addario.
I'm James Gilbert.
I'm Heather Casey.
And I'm Travis Clark. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.
No, it was really nice.
Yeah, let's talk about nothing.
Really happy about that.